everybody. Welcome to Simple Art at Home with me, Laura Houston. We have a really fun art show today, but before we begin, I want to share some very special student art with you. This is an example from Froilan, and he is a fourth grader at Henry Elementary School. He did a project that is inspired by Earth Day, and it's in the theme of stained glass. Froilan, thank you. You are an amazing artist. So today's show, as you can see, we are going to be drawing some silly aliens. It'll be just fun. And the reason we decided to do this show is because we received a fantastic piece of art from Shireen. Shireen is in Miss Turner's class at the Anaheim Elementary Online Academy, and Shireen just decided to send us this just because. She created this fun alien art all on her own and sent it in, and we just loved it. And Shireen inspired us to create a show that is dedicated to silly alien art. Thank you, Shireen. I really appreciate that you sent that in. So take a look at these aliens here. Okay, for the project today, I'm going to guide you through drawing some simple aliens. However, you can decide to combine the features of any of these crazy guys. You can do it any way that you want. So take a look at these, look carefully. Later on, you might want to go back and pause your screen here by hitting the space bar on your Chromebook, but these are some ideas for you. So at this point, you are going to need, let's see, a piece of paper, a pencil, a good eraser, as always, something to color with, and it is helpful if you have some sort of a black pen to outline with, or black crayons work just as fine too. So I will be using oil pastels today on white paper, and I will meet you over at the table. All right, so I have my paper turned horizontally, or it's called landscape style, and I am going to draw 3 different aliens on my paper. And if you want to use 3 different papers and just practice, you can do that too. So I'm going to start off. You don't have to use a straight edge, but I'm just going to start by drawing a very soft guideline here, and then a soft guideline over here. And this is just to help me center my work. And you know that I always go over everything with a black pen so that you can see it better where you are on your computer. So I'm going to start right here. And we're going to start by drawing a small ellipse. And I'm going to try, I cannot always do these perfectly, I'm trying to kind of get it centered on both sides of this line. And then I'm going to create a wider ellipse here. This is going to be the spacecraft, the alien spaceship. And then we will do a smaller ellipse here. And this will be the part that the alien's head kind of sticks out from. Okay, so this is the frame for our spaceship. And then I'm simply going to connect the edges, and I'm just sketching first. I'm just completely sketching. See, I'm connecting the end points of the ellipse, and I'm going to do the same thing here, something like that. Okay, and I will go over this later, more detail. Now we want a glass dome or a glass bubble up here that the alien's head will be inside of. Okay, so something like that. Okay, we'll add some more details. Let's see, why don't we give our guy some silly eyeballs first? Okay, so I think I'm going to also make the eyes different sizes. So I'll make one like this, and maybe one a little bit smaller. And inside, why don't I do this with my pen so you can see it a little bit better? I'm going to do like this is how I've showed you before how to make eyes. It's almost like a little crescent shape. I will hold this up closer. So I made this one pretty small. Probably make it a little bigger. so that you can see it. There. Okay, here, take a look at this. Make some little pupils in there. And we're going to have something like this. And again, I'm just sketching. We'll go over this. I'm going to be adding color, and I'll erase some of my sketches too, my pencil sketch, because I don't want them to get in the way. And let's give him a silly head like this that comes down. See how we're going to have to erase some of our helper lines here? Something like this. And why don't we bring up a little like weird hand? It's almost like a little alien octopus hand or something like that. And we can put like nostrils here, and then maybe a big mouth. So before I draw the mouth on there, I want to erase this background line so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so maybe just this crazy mouth right here. Look at that, yeah. Okay, and I'll put the details on with pen. So I've taught you before that I like to use a combination of a heavyweight pen and a lightweight pen. So I like to do the heavier weight on the outside perimeter of my drawings. So I'm going to start with the glass bubble. I'm going to bring it around like this. It's okay to turn your paper. Sometimes you need to do that in order to get it just right, to get your lines right. We'll bring this down like this. And you can see we're going to erase some of these extra helper lines. And let's see, why don't we add some more details on here now? You know, I think I'll also outline his face. So I'm going to have the line go around his eyeballs like this. And it's okay if your lines are not perfectly straight. Mine are not, but I think it makes it look even better when they're all wobbly. This is just kind of this is silly today. And I will outline some nostrils, and I'll outline a mouth with some, maybe, I don't know, are these teeth? Maybe. And from this point, let's draw some lines. Let's add some detail on this spaceship. So maybe something will come here. And if you're going to do lines, have them match the curve of the ellipses. It looks better if they're curved. It makes your object look rounded. We can do another line going across here. Maybe through here. So it's curved a little bit. And how about at the bottom? Why don't we add, I forgot to put these on here. Let's add some little flame rocket boosters down here. Something like that with some flame coming out. It's okay if it goes off the page. If I would have done those first, I probably would not have drawn this thick line here, but it's okay. I think it still works. And then I'll use my thin line for this inside detail. Let's draw some flames shooting out. And maybe another like design inside that we can add color. And this will just go off the page like that. And I think we definitely need to have some lights. How about that? And I think that's okay for now. I might come back to it for this one. We'll add color in a bit. I'm going to erase some of these extra pencil lines. There, so that kind of helps. Color will even make it even better. Okay, so now why don't we try a different style of alien ship over here, more of like that traditional alien. And I'll make it a little higher because this will be a scene in outer space. So we'll make this one a little bit higher. So I'm going to start with my ellipse. This is the frame that helps me draw the spaceship. This one is going to be more of like a barrel, more rounded. So the width of the ellipses will be closer together. Maybe something like this, so that when I draw it, it'll be more rounded. Let me see if I like that, or if I want to bring it down. I think I want to bring it down a little bit more here. There we go. I like that better. Bringing it down. Okay. So for this one, why don't we go ahead and draw the glass, and we'll make the glass look more like this, something like this. And let's do the traditional alien that that we see in cartoons with the big wide eyes. So I'll start with the eyes and put them in here. Oops. Okay, so let's make one eye like here maybe, and another eye. And they kind of go, they're like this teardrop shape kind of. Let's see. Something like that. And let's just do, we'll make a head that goes kind of like wide. Oh, and it's gonna be kind of behind it's gonna go down here. We're not gonna see all of it. Maybe we'll make a little mouth like that. How about that? So he's driving back in there. Let's see. And we can add, why don't we add something here? We can do another curve like here on it, and maybe we can have like a control box or a little door or something here, and maybe some other control there. Let's do something here with more lights that kind of come off the edge, so it looks more 3D. You can add any lines that you want to. I'm going to add this a little, make this a little taller. We'll fix it when I use the pen. Okay, and then I think we'll do flames that kind of come out and go over like he's driving around all crazily in outer space, something like that. Okay. Let's try outlining this guy. Okay, so I'm going to start again with the glass. Well, maybe I'll start with this part. Okay, and then we'll draw the glass that kind of comes up here. You can even like do a little bump right there so it makes it look more realistic. And here's that light that's on the other side. There's that other light. We can bring this down like this, and if you want to make it look three-dimensional, kind of do something like that. And let's outline his head. Yeah, today's art is just silly and fun. Okay, let's give him a little mouth, like meh. And then let's do an eye. Now when we color this in, when we color in his eye, I'm gonna leave a little slit here, a little white slit in the middle. Wait till I finish, I'll hold this up so that you can see it. See that? I left a little slit where his eye is. Notice how the pencil is just merely a guide to help me. You can fix your pencil lines. Sometimes it's hard if you have a thick crayon to do this. That's why I like using pen. There. Ooh, alien eyes. Okay, and let's fill in the details of his spaceship. Put this box here and maybe some sort of a dial here. Maybe those are some bolts. We have another line here. And I think we have maybe one more line right here. This will just be like, I don't know, smoke or flames or something, some propellant, alien propellant coming out there. Okay, let me erase some of these extra lines so they don't detract from our drawing. There. You know, you can just practice and have fun. Okay, now the next one, this guy that we're going to put right here is just going to be kind of floating in outer space, just kind of flying around. He's not going to have, he won't have a spaceship with him. I'm just going to clean up this line right here. There. Okay, so we'll start. I'm going to put some eyeballs here. Maybe one right here. And I'm not using my circle tracer. I'm just doing some random crazy eyeballs. And again, I'm going to use this technique where it's almost all the way colored in. I'll hold this up so you can see it. See how I did the pupil? It's like a cartoon eyeball pupil. We'll do the same one here. Yeah, I think I noticed that Shireen did her eyes like this in her drawing. I've drawn other cartoons before, and it's fun. It's fun to leave like a little white. It's almost like a crescent moon. There. It makes the eyes a little more interesting. So we have these eyeballs, and now I'm just gonna use my pen. I'm not even using pencil because this is just a blobby alien that's going to be like this. And I'm gonna make some arms kind of coming up here with, he's only gonna have 3 fingers. Something like that. There's his arm, and there he's got this crazy body that's just kind of, you know, floating around. Why don't we bring his other arm up here? There's this weird 3-fingered hand. Let's put a big mouth on him. How's that? Okay, so you got to decide now if you want him to smile, or, you know, you can do any kind of mouth that you want to. I'm going to make a big smiley mouth, I think, because I want all of my aliens to be friendly. So let's do something like this. And for sure, let's give him a tongue. It's kind of like that. And let's give him some kind of teeth. Something like that. We'll do maybe a tooth over here and a tooth over here. And I'm going to color in the negative part of his mouth. So it looks like it goes back into the distance. It looks like there's a hole, you know, if he were to open his mouth. I'm going to color that in with my black pen while I'm here. Again, you can create your silly aliens any way that you want to, any style. You know, they could have 2 eyeballs. They could have 1 eye. They could have 7 eyes. You can give them hair. Okay. Like if we wanted to, we can, you know, give this guy hair. Just weird. He's just kind of like this blob. Something like that. How's that? Okay. And then let's also finish with maybe there's a planet over here because we want them to be in outer space. So I'm going to add some outer space details. So maybe let's do, you know, maybe there's a planet hovering over here. And I'm going to use my thick outline for this. And on this planet, I'm going to do some lines like this. Sometimes you see these pictures of like Jupiter or something with color changes. And then let's also do, maybe there's a moon. Maybe this planet has a moon. And I don't know what solar system this is. This might not be our solar system. So that's fun because I can use any colors that I want. Let's put a moon here. I'll use thick. the thick pen to put a moon here. And I will do the details inside, like these craters that are just weirdly shaped, kind of like that. And why don't we add some stars that we can color in, or other circles. You know, you can do, I'm just gonna do some crazy looking stars like that. We can even just do another circle, you know, with some dots, maybe another little star. These are odd stars. You can do little, if you want to do like little diamond shapes, you can do little diamond shapes like that. You know, anything that you want. If you want to do like a rainbow sky, pink outer space, this is your time to do absolutely anything. So why don't we try adding some color? I'm going to use oil pastels today, and I think I'll start with this first guy, and why not? I'm going to make him red. Oil pastels are sometimes a little difficult because they're thick. They're thicker than crayons, so it's hard to get. Sometimes they color out of the lines, but it's okay. I like them because they're bright. And I want this to be a very bright and colorful piece of art. I want it to be silly and fun and cartoon-like. So I'm just adding red here all around. Maybe you want to color your alien green, or like I said, blue, any color. Maybe you want to put clothes on them, or eyebrows, anything. Okay, and if he's red, why don't we add, let's give him some yellow teeth, something like that. And then a little trick to show that there's glass here, you can just do like a little mark or two with the blue. And it kind of gives the illusion that there's glass. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, something like that. You can even do a little blue on the eye. Oh, the eye is too small. I was going to try to add a little blue to the white of the eye there. Okay, so I know that these are going to be lights, so I'm going to color in lights right here. Well, I know these are going to be lights too, so I'm going to move over here and make these lights. And I think I'll make the inside part of this flame yellow. And why don't we make his spaceship, let's do his spaceship pink. So I'm going to add some pink here. But I know that it's going to be metal, right? So maybe we'll add some metal, some gray metal highlights to it over the top of the pink. Okay. Maybe I'll make that pink too, so it all matches. And we can use pink, and maybe this gold color would be cool. Something like that here. It's like a goldish, bronzish, like metal color. I'm just coloring. Okay, so I'm going to get some gray next and try to see how this looks. Oh, my gray needs to be... That's the thing. Pastels are so soft that they wear down very easily. So let's make some, like, we want the suggestion that this is metal, so we can kind of make some little metalish marks here. Maybe a couple over here, going in the direction of it's parallel to this line, and I'll do another one that's parallel to this line. And it kind of looks like it's the metal on a spaceship a little bit. And let's add some, I would like a bright color down here for these flames. I'm gonna do them, I'm gonna put yellow next to orange. Something like that. And when it comes to these stars, why don't I put yellow, little pop against the background. I'll add a little gray later on to the sky, maybe some purple, but we can just do something like that. Why don't we color this guy right here? So I want to make his face orange. You know, you could do green. I'm going to try some orange here. Look at him. Ah, I like that orange on him. And we will also add a little light blue to his glass dome, just to kind of make it look like it's glass shining there. And why don't we also add some blue, like if this were like some blue flamey stuff here. I'm just gonna do this around the edges, and then I'll leave the center part open. So it kind of looks more like exhaust, just kind of smoke going out there. And what about this little diamond? I think I'll keep my highlights bright yellow, whatever's in this outer space here. And for his ship, what do we want to do? Why don't we add some really bright, I haven't used bright blue. Why don't we put some bright blue here? We can do the same thing here. And I think we should just go ahead and match these lines. This will be the design on the color design. I think it looks good. There. And again, we'll use that here, and maybe I'll do a little bit more here too. And maybe I'll leave a little white right there in between the two. And maybe I will outline. I'll go ahead and do this blue, and then why don't I paint his spaceship, color on this. I'll use gray. Let's do that. And then we can darken some of the edges a little bit. I think gray would look good with this color combination. I'm trying to think right now what color I want to draw this color, the blob alien that likes to float through outer space. I think I'm going to do him an alien green color. That would be fun. Okay, why don't we do this? We can add some highlights. Let's add some purple. Maybe some purple highlights over here. Why not? I like color. Just on one side. I think that's pretty good. Maybe add the purple down there. Okay, I'll hold it up so you can see so far. Oh my gosh, so fun. So fun. I'll darken this a little, just so it's more solid on the edge. There, I like that better. Don't be afraid to mix colors with your crayons. You can do that. I can even go through and add a really light purple over here too, just to add interest. Okay, let's go to the green guy. Yes, green. Here we go. His 3-fingered hands, or 1 thumb and 2 fingers. I can't wait. I hope you take pictures and send in pictures of your art, of your aliens. We can have an alien kids art slideshow. I'm also waiting to see your art from last week. I'm hoping some of you did the Cesar Chavez project, the Symbiosis project. And you have to tell me if some of these projects are too hard or too easy. You need to email me and let me know. That's why I always keep my email there on the corner of the screen, because I don't know unless I see your work, what you send in to me. And I know even if you're really little, if you're in TK or even preschool, go for it. Try these aliens. They're fun and silly, and there's no wrong. That's why I like these. There's no wrong way. Yeah, it doesn't have to make sense. There's no wrong way. Your lines can be squiggly. It's just fun. You've seen 2-year-old Elijah. His mom sends in his work. And even though it's scribbles, he knows that he's drawing cake. If you watched the kids' art on, I think a couple weeks ago or last week, I'm adding some like darker green here along the side, just to make it a little more interesting. It's okay to blend light and dark. If you don't have 2 different color greens, you can just press harder. See how you do that? And it just automatically, makes it a little more interesting by adding 2 different colors. Why don't we give him, I want to give him some yellowish teeth too. I think it's more interesting. Oh, and his tongue. It's more interesting than just leaving it at white. Let's give him a pinkish tongue. There we go. Okay, now we are on to this planet, and I don't know what colors. Let's see. I'm going to look at what I have here. I've got lots of green. I have red. I have orange. I have yellow. Red, orange, yellow, green. I have a little bit of blue and a little bit of purple. I'm just trying to figure out what might look good. Maybe this planet can be more of like oranges, more oranges and browns. That might be interesting. So I'm gonna just kind of, again, I decided ahead of time that I wanted this to be brightly colored. If you don't have crayons at home, you can definitely still do this with pencil. Just pencil and paper. Send me your drawings. I will love it. How about we add a little brown here? Maybe I'll put a gold, kind of some gold tones too on this planet up here. Or maybe, gosh, I kind of want to do purple a little bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit of, yeah, like some gold tone here. This is kind of a brighter yellow. But I think it looks good next to the orange. Yeah, I kind of like that. It lightens up this planet. Because I'll probably make this moon a little gray. And maybe I'll use the same brown again to kind of do that. And we can do this too. How about that? To kind of tie it all in. And let's do some gray on this moon. But again, maybe you want to make a purple moon. And maybe this, like something like this in here on these craters. Okay, what to do? We're almost done. What to do with the sky? I have some stars. Maybe I think I'll just do, I'm not going to color in the whole thing, but I also don't want to leave it white. So I'm going to add just some background color here and there, just to suggest. You see how I'm doing that? I'm not coloring in the whole area. I'm just coloring in some of the negative space. I'm going to go in with some purple too, but just kind of, it still makes everything, it still kind of completes the composition when you do something like this. I think it definitely looks better than leaving it white. There we go. Maybe do some over here, some over here. Shall we add a little, maybe some deep purple, like something, let's see what happens if we put a little purple in some parts of it too. And we can fade that out. Like we'll just maybe do purple at the top. it'll just fade out to the gray. Again, it adds interest. There. See that? I just have the purple at the top, and it still gives us the idea that there's some space out there. Oh my goodness. So let's see. I think I got everything in that I wanted to get in. So what we did here was I started, remember, with the straight line to kind of make the frame, and the ellipses to make the spaceships. And you know, you can, when you do this, you can make the aliens any way that you want to. And if you want to get more ideas, you can look online and just Google like cartoon alien drawings. That might give you more ideas. Or if you just want to create from your imagination, that is wonderful too. So I will meet you back up at the easel. My cat. Okay, so I want to thank Shireen, a third grader at Anaheim Elementary Online Academy, for sending in her alien-inspired art. She really inspired us. And thank you, Froilan, for sending in your art. I really do like it when students send in their art. Remember, I keep my email right there at the bottom corner of the screen. And I hope you had fun today drawing some cartoon, silly, colorful alien art with me. Bye-bye. I will see you next time. See you next time.